If I was to describe my early childhood life, it would pretty much come down to me being born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs. Every afternoon I break my arms. At night I lay in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. As a crippled tater tot, I never got the chance to actually play outside with the rest of the kids. If my mom didn't feel like going outside, well, I guess I'm not going outside either. And on one fateful day, I uttered the words, "I'm bored," with which my peepaw muttered those magical words, "Let's hook you up." And on that fateful day, I was introduced to not only one of my favorite fighting games, but one of my favorite games of all time. Tekken 3. Now, I had no idea what I was getting myself into at the time. However, everything changed when I ended up picking up a character that wore a literal cheetah mask and made cheetah sounds at every point in the match. That's right, I'm talking about my boy King. Which is actually short for King of wasting your time with that goddamn long string of grapple combos that he loves to do any chance he gets. I remember trying to practice all of his grappling combos, but unfortunately I was born with hands that resemble balled up paper. So I just spammed his low kick and got away with it somehow. Combine all of this with my random enjoyment of wrestling, and I wound up finding one of my favorite characters in all of fighting game history. But if you thought those grapples were scary, you haven't seen nothing yet. I'm talking about Old Man Heihachi. Oh shit, this guy was something else. No amount of space ninjas, walking brownies, or dragons with snake arms left me shaking in my wheels like this geezer. Have you seen someone hit so hard they conduct electricity? Yeah, didn't think so. I'm also pretty sure he's the inspiration for Johnny Test, considering how many whip cracking sounds he can produce. Fellas, if you suspected your son of harboring a devil inside of him, what would you do? A. Raise him to be an outstanding member of society. B. Go out for milk. Or C. Throw him off a cliff. But surely Heihachi will grow to regret making this decision, right? But surely Kazuya feels a sense of redemption. Oh Jin, why'd you have to come from Kazuya's balls? Now Heihachi's gotta kill you. Speaking of murder, can we just talk about how killer this guy's track was? I've never been more hyped to get my ass kicked. Even though we have Shrek and Shrek 2 to contend with afterwards, Heihachi always kind of felt like the end of the arcade ladder for me, with 2 bonus fights afterwards. And I'll be honest, Gumby wasn't exactly threatening to me. And can we just circle back to talking about themes for a second? Like, Namco did not need to give every character a banger that plays when they enter the stage. Hell, you could rank a character F tier, but their soundtrack alone would bump them up to at least a C tier. While we're talking about bangers, we can't forget to mention today's video sponsor, side content. You see, Tekken 3 is kind of that family meal that you can get from Popeyes. The main part of the meal is, of course, the obligatory 1v1 fighting. Then you have your biscuits, or in this case, Tekken Ball. It is literally volleyball, but damn it do I love it. Get this. Pick a character, pick a ball, and then beat it like you beat the tax fraud allegations. Just try to find someone to play this mode with. It's pretty easy to just stun lock the computer altogether. Thankfully, Tekken Ball is returning with Tekken 8. Let's just hope that it doesn't turn out to be a Tekken 7's bowl situation. I'll never forget finishing up the arcade mode only to see this mode appear flashing on the main menu. It really got me excited as a child, and I could never stop playing it afterwards. Hi, welcome to the Mishima Zaibatsu, where we like to deploy our soldiers all across the world without any way of defending themselves. Here's one of our grunts now, and a first recruit too. Let's see how he fares against the world. And he just got beat out of existence. Tekken Force is a brand new mode that debuted in Tekken 3, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't do it. I couldn't beat this game. It was too busy beating me. Of course, on the surface, it's just a regular beat-em-up, but for me, it was an adventure. A journey of getting my ass kicked. Me and my sister used to boot this mode up all the time and try to beat it. She would try to run with Julia, and then I would load it up with one of the best characters in the entire game, Mokujin. There are 4 different levels, 3 of which that end in a boss fight with a character from the main roster, and the final one ending with the man himself. But hold on a second, cause that's not where this tale ends. Upon your completion of Tekken Force, you probably noticed something. You got a key, so you decided to commit home invasion on the Mishima estate, and would you look at that? Another key. So you decide to ransack the place once more, and lo and behold, you get another key. Now it's at this point by now that you're probably thinking, damn, I can open Kingdom Hearts with all the keys that I'm getting. So you decide to rob Old Man Mishima again for the 4th time. But something's different now. Only slightly. After you've defeated Heihachi for the 4th time in Tekken Force, instead of the game ending, you're taken to a secret 5th level, with which is just a boss fight with a character by the name of Dr. Bostanovich. And for the sake of your sanity, please make sure you beat him on your first try. Cause if you don't, you gotta go through Tekken Force again. When you do finally defeat him, he is unlocked for every mode in the entire game, and I'll just say that he was one weird character to use. This guy'll roll, slide, give people heart attacks, you name it. I mean, for God's sakes, this guy couldn't even stand up properly. Wait, and that's all I've really got for Tekken 3. Tekken 8's right around the corner, and I just wanted to show some appreciation for both my first fighting game and one of my first video games in general. There's definitely a few smaller things that I could have added on here, like beating up on a giant blob of polygons, or the inclusion of Mokujin. Lay's shoes always look like fudge.